everyone, and welcome to today's video. I'm going to be talking about my IndyCar experience while the baby that I nanny is napping. I thought that I would just kind of share some tips, tricks, things that I learned because this was my first race, and also just share a little bit about my experience for those of you who are interested and love motorsport just like I do. I got a few questions on my Instagram about if I was taking you along with me, and I did, but I feel like I want to explain some of the things a little more in depth than videoing, because I was kind of in the, oh my gosh, I'm here and I'm trying to film, but I'm also trying to take it in and be present as well. So I thought that I would just take a little bit of time, reflect, and come on here and share. Let's start off with just my experience. It was amazing. I literally recommend, if you live in the United States, if you live near where any races go and you are interested in motorsport, I highly recommend going. The access is unreal with general admission. You know, you don't have to buy anything super special. You can walk up and down the paddock as many times as you want. You see so many drivers. You see you see so many people. Like, I met Zach Brown, just randomly ran into him. So we got there early because I had read online that the paddock closes after warm-up, which was false. So I didn't need to get there as early as I got there, although it was a blessing anyway, in disguise a little bit, because we got to kind of have access to the paddock before swarms of people were there. So I got to see it fairly empty. Like, there were maybe 20 to 40 other people with us at any given time. So it kind of wasn't super overwhelming. Whereas towards the end of the morning, it was getting really packed. So that was super fun. I went with my dad, if you don't know, and that was really nice. I was gonna go alone, but he decided he wanted to join me. And since it was my first time, he didn't really want me to go alone, even though I am a 25-year-old independent woman. He just wanted to make sure that I was safe and it was a safe environment for me, because I am a smaller, petite person, and you know, he's my dad, he worries about it. I would have been totally fine. So if you're going alone, you will be totally fine. It's probably really easy to make friends. I wasn't really focused on that. If I was alone, I probably would have. I did chat to quite a few people. That was super cool. So you would be totally safe. I would be totally comfortable going by myself. If you're worried about that and you are the only person that you know that would want to go, you should still go. Oh my gosh, speaking of people that I ran into and talked to, I ran into Michaela, and if you don't know, you'll probably know her, if you do know of her, as She Loves F1 or She Loves Formula One. Those are her social media handles. I have followed her for a long time, and I absolutely adore her content, and I adore her even more meeting her. She's literally the most genuine, sweet human you could ever meet. Like, she is literally beautiful. She's light. Oh, she just radiates. I love her. Let's see what else. I'm getting like sidetracked here. So we got there at 8 a.m. We walked to the paddock. We walked through the paddock. Then for practice, which was cut short, the final practice, we watched a couple laps. Then I wanted to go back and walk the paddock again because I didn't get to meet some of the drivers that I wanted to meet before the final practice. I ran into Colton Herta, I think, and Kyle Kirkwood before the practice session, but I didn't run into any of the other drivers until after and right before the race. So it was kind of like a mix of timing. So I had run into Roman Grosjean twice. Fun fact, my dad literally was in the bathroom with him and came out and was like, Ellie, did you see Roman was in there? Wait. And he was grumpy. Roman was grumpy. But I ended up getting a picture with him after trying 3 times. But he just wasn't in the mood the first few times. And then 3rd time was the charm. And I got the photo and he was happy, and that was awesome. So literally, like, they walk right past you. I met Pato. I met Felix, which was super fun. They were both really sweet. I met David Malukas. I met Jury Vips. I don't know how you say his name. Who else did I meet? I met a lot of drivers, and I am newer to IndyCar, so oh my gosh, I'm forgetting. Okay, let me backtrack. Hold on. So the whole reason I got into IndyCar is I kept seeing Katie Samuel's TikToks all on my For You page about IndyCar and getting ready for IndyCar, as she is dating one of the drivers, Devlin DeFrancesco. And that's how I came to know what IndyCar was. And then I kept seeing Lydia and Michaela, who are two Formula One influencers, posting about IndyCar and how Formula One fans should also watch IndyCar. And so I was like, well, I already love this girl who literally does get ready with me videos for IndyCar, and I'm being told to go watch it. So I went and watched it. Safe to say I was hooked. So I don't really know like too much. I'm into it. I'm not like super into it. Like, it was super fun. Highly recommend, but I'm not like a nerd, and I don't have like, this is my one favorite driver. If I had to choose, it would be Devlin, because honestly, he and Katie are the reason I started watching in the first place. So I always cheer for him. And then Pato I cheer for partially because he's part of McLaren and he's funny, and I just like that. And I've seen a lot more about him and his personality. I also love Alexander Rossi. His humor is amazing. I love his sense of humor. Love him. I didn't meet him, and I didn't see him, but I caught him. If you watched my last video, I caught him on camera scooting past me, and I tagged him on my story, just not thinking nothing of it, and he responded, "Scoot, scoot," and I was like, this is iconic. So loved that. Let's see. I'm like getting so excited and sidetracked. I feel like my intention of this video is not coming clear. Anyways, you got like a close-up view of all the cars. So when we first got there, they were fixing up the cars. I think this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know that much, so please don't come at me. I'm just sharing what my experience is and what my thoughts were as a newer fan. So they had like the guts of the car just out in the open, and they were working on them, and that was super cool. Like, I got up close and personal. Like, the tires were this close to my feet. It was crazy. They were just like zooming the cars past. Not really zooming, they were slowly inching the cars past. It was crazy how close you could get to everything and how much you could see of the cars, and it was really cool to kind of see how many pieces and parts go into the car. Like, of course I knew that, but seeing literally, like, I saw it just open. It was wild. Just all of the insides were out. It was crazy. It was so cool seeing the mechanics just doing their jobs, working on it. They were working on Kyle Kirkwood's car, I believe, for forever. I didn't think he was gonna make it to practice. I don't even know that he did for sure. They have a really cool fan zone. We got given Mission tortilla chips that were in the shape of cars, and it was so cute. Just while walking in the fan zone, there was lots of food. There were coffee options. You could literally walk past like all of these vendors. It was awesome. They had like super great food options at Laguna Seca. I don't know what the food options are normally, but Laguna Seca's were great. Like, they had Bear Flag, which I've been to and love. They had what looked like a good coffee place. I didn't try it. Let's go into tips and things. Now that I think that's enough of my experience. I had a lot of fun, as you can tell. You can meet a lot of people. You run into a lot of drivers. You can see the cars. You can literally get up close and personal, take photos with the cars. You can talk to employees and stuff if they're open to it, which we talked to a few. I talked to some drivers in the lower series of IndyCar and talked to a female driver. I don't know her name. I'm really sorry. I did know her name, but it's escaping me. We talked about her and how she got into it and her story a little bit, and that was super cool, super inspiring. And I just loved seeing a woman on the track, and saw multiple women on the track, but I only was able to meet and chat with her, and she was super sweet as well. She was super willing to talk to us. So here's my advice for you if you are going for the first time and you don't want to purchase food, you don't want to spend any more money, you can bring it in. People were bringing in their like igloo black backpacks and those sorts of things, which I didn't bring in any food. I figured you could. I just wasn't really sure what to bring because we had a 4-hour road trip to get there, and so I wasn't sure what was going to spoil or not, and it just seemed like a lot, and so it was worth me just spending a little bit more on a pricier meal than trying to juggle all of those pieces. So I didn't bring any food. I probably would if I go to Long Beach next year. I will, because I'm not that far from Long Beach, and I don't know if I'm going to be moving far from Long Beach, so maybe I won't. I don't know. But you can bring food, so if you want to bring snacks, drinks, whatever, water, bring water. Make sure you bring water. We made the mistake of not bringing water. I could have brought a bigger bag. I only brought my little purse, so I didn't bring sunscreen. You can see the results of that right here. Very unfortunate, and it's only on one side. Look, the other side is nothing. So bring sunscreen. Keep reapplying. Wear a hat. That probably saved my face. I was wearing a hat. I know that some people might not think it's as cute, and you could just bring it for watching the race if you don't want it on when you're walking the paddock and, you know, doing all the things. But I liked it. I thought it was really cute. Let's see what else. You do not have to get there super early for the paddock. You can walk around. You could show up late if you want, like up until the race. I mean, it's open. I don't know if it's open during the race, but I was sitting in our grandstand. The other thing is we couldn't really hear anything. You should bring earplugs. We didn't wear our earplugs because we could barely hear the announcers where we were sitting, and we were only sitting at turn 3, so we could see like the exit of turn 2 into turn 3, and then we could see turn 4, but other than that we couldn't see anything, and turn 11 is where all of the action happened. And we thought about sitting there, but we didn't think the view was quite as good as turn 3. So we didn't end up going there, but that's where all the action happened, all the cautions, everything was turn 11 before, when they were about to have a green flag, and then they didn't. So look at the screens or play it on your phone if you want to know what is going on. We had my mom texting us updates. We could barely hear anything. We had a screen that we could kind of see, but it was still kind of far from us. So I don't know. That just wasn't ideal. Or just know that you're probably not going to know some of the things that go on, and the announcers, you might hear them, you might not, depending on where you are seated. You could bring a chair and go sit at Laguna Seca. Anyway, you could go sit up by the corkscrew, and that gives you a pretty expansive view of the track. We chose not to do that. I wanted to be close up to the cars personally, just for my first time. I might do something different if I go again, depending on the track you go to, because each track is different. So I can only speak to Laguna Seca in this scenario. I highly recommend just walking around, in all honesty, just walking around, being open. You might like keep your eyes peeled. You might run into people. Yeah, and also like don't be surprised if some of the drivers are not in a good mood, because they're not all in a good mood. Scott Dixon was not in a good mood. Roman Grosjean was not in a good mood for a while. Scott I didn't see again until he won and was on the podium, and then he was happy, but he wasn't taking photos with anyone at that time. This is only if you want to take photos. Also, if you are interested in getting their signatures, they're super happy to sign things. So bring a hat, shirt, whatever you want to get signed, and bring a Sharpie. I didn't bring one. I didn't really have anything for them to sign, like no merch or anything. So that felt weird. I was like, you could sign my jacket, but I bought this jacket because I want to wear it every day. So that seemed to defeat the purpose. And I didn't want them to sign my hat because I want my hat the way it is, and it's not IndyCar related. Wow, I'm just going on and on. I'm so sorry. Let's see. I don't know what else to say. So if I missed anything, please, and you're interested, please comment below and I'll respond and I'll answer that. All in all, it was such an amazing time. Literally have never felt more empowered than I did. Weirdly, just walking around there, and I don't know, I just feel like being a woman who loves motorsport and genuinely loves motorsport, even though I'm not the most knowledgeable, I didn't get any weird glances about it. I just felt like I was finally doing something that I wanted to do because I wanted to do it because I loved it, and that was really empowering, and I just loved every second of that, and I literally was having the best time of my life. It was so much fun. I shouldn't really say the best time of my life, but I was having one of the best times of my life. It was awesome. And I don't know, it's just such a cool opportunity, and you just never know what's gonna happen, who you're gonna see, if you're interested in those sorts of things. I mean, if you're not, you can literally go up and watch the mechanics work on the cars if you're super into that. I don't know, there's something, I feel like, for everyone. And yeah, if I go next time, I won't be as, sorry if you hear the kids next door. If I go another time, I probably won't be as interested in taking photos with the drivers. I just felt like this was my opportunity, so I'm going to take it. Obviously, like, if the opportunity arises, I'll take it again, but I feel like I would love to just kind of be there and learn and take it all in. And I don't know, I feel like I've talked for way too long and I've gone down too many different rabbit holes, so I'm going to end it here. Like I said, please comment below if I missed anything, or if there's any questions that you have about my experience, about my thoughts, anything like that, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. I'm thankful you're here. Until next time.